right. Hey, y'all. Hey. It is Taylor Bridges here, back with another review of Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 12, titled Belle's, Brunches, and Baby. All right. So this episode, we actually left off with Letitia telling Latrice that there's pretty much this magnifying glass on her and on Latrice and Cliff's marriage, and how Cliff treats Latrice like a child. Latrice attempts to assure Letitia that she's definitely okay, and that the issue with Cliff is that he's insecure about who Latrice is in the community and whatnot, and that messes with his ego. I definitely think Latrice is downplaying the situation. I think she's excusing it. Like, obviously, like I think I said last review, that obviously that's to be the case, right? Like Cliff wants to control Latrice because he sees the light in her. He sees the boss energy in her. He sees the entrepreneur, the desirability, and all of those things in this young woman, and he wants to keep his foot on her neck to control her and keep her for himself. That's that. But also, Cliff is who he is, whether it be Latrice or anyone else. I'm sure these same qualities come out and have played a role in why other relationships have failed as well. So I think Latrice needs to stop making excuses for Cliff and stop downplaying it. But we'll see, how it all plays out by the time, we're at the end of the season now, because I see there wasn't a episode 13 that came out. But we'll see by the time we get to the reunion, what's the status of their relationship and where they are. But yeah, at least Latrice is finally admitting that Cliff is insecure and controlling, because in the beginning of the season, she was just straight up delusional, just like super delusional. But I'm sure it's getting a little bit more difficult to fake the fantasy, because Cliff is just that intolerable. He really is. And I'm happy that Latrice is coming to the light, we'll see, what happens, because with this staying at the brothers thing, first they were staying in separate rooms since the beginning of the season. Now they're staying in separate households. You know what I mean? And I think if Cliff doesn't pull it together, Latrice will not go back. I think she'll stay out of that house if he doesn't pull it together. So Gucci, at her event, we're still there at the community drive that Gucci and JJ throw every year for the holidays. So Gucci pulls Sanjay and Sky, JJ's daughters, aside to say thank you for coming and helping out. And I'm glad that's all they discussed, because it would not have been the proper time to discuss the fallout between So Gucci and these girls, Mama Selena. Letitia is now at Tambra's radio station, promoting her brunch tour and her book and all of that stuff. I hate this little raspy voice that Tamra has been putting on this season on the radio. I prefer the other voice. This raspy voice sounds like weird and like unnatural. The last voice was just over the top. I'll take that. I'd rather take that than this like weird, because it sounds like you're trying to it sounds like you're mocking somebody. I can't explain it. I hate it. But Tambra looked really great in the scene with Letitia and her at the radio station. The gray shirt complimented her breasts really well. Her hair was cute. Her makeup was cute. She had this high energy. I really liked it. That scene altogether was a cute, warm scene. And congrats to Letitia. I think it's great that she's promoting, her businesses, and that she's, doing her thing. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for her to continue to elevate, because we are sick of seeing her under Glenn's thumb and all of this high promotion for these brunches, but then it ends up being a low budget event. All right, so we move to another scene. Latrice is at the shop with Josh, getting ready for her big Edge Control re-release party. Latrice looked absolutely stunning in her confessional look with the pink dress. That was the representation of goddess Lentz that I look for whenever I see Latrice on the screen and she needs to be glammed up, because her wigs have been lacking this season, and I expect more from Miss Goddess Lentz herself. But that confessional look was amazing. Her hair looks great. I am glad her and Josh are back in their flow, because they are really cute friends. We move on to Tamra and Damon, and they're going on a date night. We have not seen Damon all season, mostly since the first few episodes where he was discounting all her work and all that she does because she sits down at her job and he doesn't. But the good news between them is that, you know, they are moving along. They are doing well. And he actually built this cat, Tamra calls it a cat cave, this, you know, her own room for herself, because before it was a whole thing. She wanted her own space and she was considering going to get her own like apartment or condo. But it is nice to know that Damon has been making the effort and has deliberately built in a room for Tamra to have in the home. So I think that's really, really good. I definitely think that's going to help their relationship. So, and Tamra says that Damon is slowly becoming what her dad is to her mom. So I'm happy with them. You know, I'm happy with that. They're definitely becoming more comfortable with each other on camera. So that's cool. And so we'll see at the reunion. I'm hoping they're engaged by the reunion. Come on, Damon. Akeisha goes to the doctor to get a better look and, pardon me, and understanding into what's going on with her. So Gucci is accompanying her. So Gucci showed up in the most dramatic outfit to wear to the doctor. And it's not even like one of those cute cosmetic doctors, you know, like chirotherapy or Botox or something. This is a family physician. And so Gucci is extremely overdressed for the cameras. Part of style is dressing appropriately for the occasion. I just thought it was just very over the top for no reason. Akeisha is mostly enduring the symptoms of stress and worry and overworking herself. And we all know these symptoms and stuff oh so well. So I am glad that she opted to try other options, other remedies before resorting to medicine. And I'm even more glad that the doctor recommended her to a therapist, and even more glad that Akeisha is willing to go to said therapist. I think Akeisha will do just fine. And she's definitely going to come out of this place that she's in. She did get her blood pressure down. So she just has to implement a daily regimen to pretty much maintain that. And I think she can do it. She's a very determined, intelligent woman. She loves her children and her family. Akeisha will definitely pass through this for sure. But the health scene was a really good wake-up call for all of us, older and younger. You know, just to remember to take care of ourselves, slow down, self-care, taking time to properly rest, not stressing out, not constantly worrying, meditating, therapy, all that. So it was a good little wake-up call for all of us. We're at Latrice's Edge Control event. Most of the ladies are there to support. I didn't really see many other people there, though. So she said she invited like people closest to her, but it didn't really seem like many people there at all outside of the few women from the cast that went. So Gucci makes, pardon me, this comment about wanting to come to the event to see what Latrice's announcement was in case she wanted to try to one-up Latrice. And I thought that was such a weird sentiment to have about your friend's event. That's weird. And I think you're too old to be acting and thinking like that, so Gucci. Latrice ends up doing this like corny speech as if she's about to announce she's pregnant. Then she announces the Edge Control endeavor. I am proud of Latrice. I do love her ambition and her execution. She has been a boss since she came on the screen, continues to do so. Back to So Gucci, who is a total weirdo. She's vividly enjoying herself at the event, kikiing with her mouth wide open, having a good old time. But then in the confessional, talking mess, saying that Latrice's speech to the ladies about them being her circle and support system and all of that was fake and how she didn't mean it. And I'm thinking, that thing that you're doing in the confessionals is a fake thing to do, quite frankly. Like, So Gucci, it's clear you're the problem. You're negative, you're messy, and you don't even throw fun shade. And you have amnesia when it comes to the things that you do wrong. And it's giving hater. Now we're at Letitia's brunch tour event. And she's assuring us over and over that the event will go on seamlessly. The event was packed. The line was wrapped around the building. I was so happy to see it. Letitia looked banging. Wig, makeup, nails, outfit. She looked lovely. The decor of the event was up to par. It was definitely given event production, proper planning. So I'm proud of you, Letitia. I'm glad by the time you came back on this with one of your brunches that you knew to do it right, and it looks good. All of the panelists, all of them, took a shot to take the edge off. Before speaking in front of the crowd. Fine, that's good. Letitia definitely has the gift of gab. She's a great speaker. She's a great motivator. She's just natural in front of the camera. And I really loved seeing Letitia in her element. Latrice and Marie are two of the several panelists that will be speaking. Marie looked very tacky to me. I think that was a super loud jumpsuit. It gave tacky and cheap for the type of event she was at. Especially because Marie was most likely the richest person in that room for her to look that cheap and tacky. One of the questions from the audience is to give advice on how to transition from that 9-to-5 lifestyle to entrepreneurship, right? And I think Marie and whatever other lady that was up there, their advice was pretty generic. But I guess it kind of has to be when you're speaking in front of like such a large group. But when Latrice hops on the mic, let's be real. Nobody is working an effing 9-to-5, all of that. Then she throws another F-bomb, all this and that. So I don't think Latrice should have been cursing doing the F-bombs. That's that. It's not her event, so don't go into somebody else's event and cursing. If that's your event, your audience pretty much knows your personality, so that's cool. But you're on somebody else's panel. That's super tacky, super unprofessional. But we move. I think she certainly could have worded her sentiments towards 9-to-5 work a bit more professionally. But Letitia is the one who put Latrice up there without seeing her speak, without going over points and all of that. Latrice, first of all, makes nervous gestures just when she's talking. Like she's constantly like, I don't know how to explain it. Like she just always is like, it's like all these super movements. Like she's always like blinking. She's always like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot going on when she's talking. And I know, because I'm like, I notice it every time she talks. Like it's something I notice. And I'm always like, I find myself like kind of moving with her like when she's talking. So I can't even, I never think she'd be like the best public speaker myself, just based on that, what I've seen from how she moves. So whatever, Letitia should have vetted her panelists and all of that. So Latrice, was a little lit. She was probably a little nervous too, talking in circles, trying to find her footing and get her point across. Poor thing. I mean, it happens. People get nervous, I hollered when Marie said Latrice is using alcohol to drink away her problems. I'm assuming with Cliff. Since when has Latrice been some heavy drinking alcoholic on the show? Like, Marie, you just saying anything. Like, be quiet. Yes, she might not be holding her liquor well right now for the speaking engagement. She's nervous. Like, I'm sure Latrice is going to watch the footage back and do better the next time she speaks. Because Latrice is definitely somebody who cares about her image. So I bet the next time she speaks, you will see a vast improvement. And that's all that really counts. Like, Marie, stop it with this. Talking about some drinking, some drinking problem. Girl, the real blunder was the lady on the end, first wearing what she wore. Horrible. With the I don't know, tuxedo dress it was bad. Second, asking the audience whether Alabama has $400,000 homes, insinuating that Alabama is just so poor, as if everyone there lives in poverty. But notice how so Gucci recognized the brunch went well, except for Latrice's F-bombs. Gucci didn't even mention the real estate lady who messed up, and it's her job to know that stuff. But that's just how bad that so Gucci has it out for Latrice. So Gucci, I see you, sis. But thank you for tuning in. That is the end of this review. Please like, comment, subscribe, and tune back in for more reviews. All right, y'all. Bye.